Looks like most everybody's filled out the name templates. I have a couple of markers around if you want, otherwise just use something to fill the name template. So maybe by the end of the 2 weeks, you get to know all your names. Okay, well, good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock, and looks like we got a full attendance, so we will get rock and roll and welcome to the 2-week bridge construction inspector certification class. So this is the only class for certification to be an inspector on bridges. In the past, it used to be a 3-week class, and we reduced it to 2 weeks. But in the process, we also have a lot more prereqs that you guys went through. And just for my info, I know it's at least 30 hours. Who would say it's more than 30 hours? A few more. How about more than 40 hours? So somewhere in that 30-hour range, that seems to be what we got 30, 35 hours somewhere in there. So. At any rate, my name is Paul Kivistow. I am with WSB, longtime MnDOT bridge office employee. I worked for almost 37 years for MnDOT. I started as a grad engineer up in Duluth. Among the rotations that I had was working in construction on the Lake Avenue ramps that are, those of you who are familiar with Duluth, kind of downtown Duluth, some little box girder bridges. So had some early experience in bridge construction. Went down to the bridge office after my grad rotation program, worked in bridge design, bridge management and inspection. And then I was the Metro Region bridge construction engineer for about 13 years, getting involved in all manner of construction. And spent 5 years on the St. Croix Bridge construction project, essentially as the resident engineer, bridge construction engineer for St. Croix. Wrapped up my MnDOT career with a little more bridge management stuff, and now I've been 4.5 years with WSB. Been teaching this class for a number of years, including back when I was the regional guy. I would take 1 or 2 of the sessions that you'll see people come in and teach, so been involved in that. So that's my background, a lot of experience in the bridge construction, bridge design, bridge anything. Been my career, it's been a good career, and looking forward to hopefully be able to share some of the experiences that I've had and the rest of our instructors have had, but you guys who, you know, some are going to be relatively new to bridge, and we'll be able to share the inspection. We'll be able to share our experiences. Every day I'm going to send around the roster, so it looks like we have everybody here. There's 33 students. It's a little bit bigger. Usually we try to cap it at 30, but there was some need to get additional people in. Can you guys in the back hear me okay? So I'm going to go without a microphone. There's a couple of guys that are a little quieter speakers, so we'll probably have a microphone for them, but same token, if any of us are too soft, tell us to speak up, or we can put a microphone going. I'm going to send around the class roster morning and afternoon, and the way this goes, so Nathan is the first name, and the week 1 is the top row, and there's an AM and a PM. So just make an X in AM, day 1 AM for today. So, and if you see anything on here that's wrong, if your name is spelled wrong or whatever, just you can make a correction and note it as such. But I'll be sending that around twice a day just to track it. That being said, what if you have to miss a day? It's not the end of the world. We're adult learners. You guys all have a presentation. We're not going to require anybody to come in and sit through another presentation or something, but to be able to get those questions on the test, it'd probably be good to go through whatever the presentation was that, or 2 or 3 or 4 that you missed if you have to miss a day. If you need, my phone number is up here. I appreciate a text or an email to my email in the morning. You say I can't make it, you know, getting down with sickness, whatever. We understand that things happen. Same token, if you have a phone call you need to make, feel free to step out and take the phone call and whatever. It's 2 weeks is a long time. We recognize that. We're going to start at 8 o'clock the rest of the mornings of this week. Next Monday, we'll do the same. We'll start at 9. For those that come from a little further away, it gives you the option to come in, drive in the morning instead of taking a hotel on Sunday night. So that's going to be our schedule. As far as Friday, my goal is to be done for sure by noon, hopefully even by 11 each day, and then you'll be free to take the exam. The exam is going to be 3 hours. You're allocated 3 hours or 75 questions. And you can stay here and do it. You can go home and do it. You have up to 7 days to do it. So we'll go over a couple of those things in the slides as well. But again, if anything's unclear, raise your hand, shout out, whatever. You've heard it a million times. If you have a question, somebody else is going to guaranteed to have that same question. So we're here to learn, and in the process, hopefully be engaged. Okay, so let's move on here. This will work. I'm going to restart it. This happened to me last year always. Up here, and then it decides to go back. Computer is about to restart. You gotta be kidding. Okay, we'll see if we can make her till noon. That's better than I came in here this morning. I couldn't turn this computer on. What's going on, and we ended up having to just press the power start button for 50 times, and it finally made it. Okay, so a couple glitches. That's what always happens when you start teaching, right? So, why should today be any different, including no battery in this one? Okay, so as I said, 8 o'clock to 4:30. My goal is to be done by 4:30. If you have any commitments prior to that, again, feel free to just let me know. But aim to be done 4:30 every day. Well, I take an hour for lunch, so I'm sure most of you are familiar. There's a lot of restaurants if you want to do that. If you do have a lunch that you want, there's a refrigerator down, kind of, go down the stairs as far as you can go, then to the right, and kind of by the lunchroom, there's a room with a refrigerator if you want. Then there's microwaves down there to heat up stuff. And my goal is to take a break at least every hour for 5 minutes, and then morning and afternoon take a little bit longer, 15 minutes. The requirements for this course, complete the training. So that means you're in attendance every day. You get 70% on each exam for both of the 2 exams. So there's one for week 1, there's another one for week 2. The week 1 is for week 1 stuff, the week 2 is for the stuff that we covered on week 2. So, yeah, there's a little overlap because rebar is rebar, and it's going to show up in both weeks. It's open book. You can use everything that you have, but you cannot use your neighbor to help. So if you stay in here and take the exam, it's your work. It's not you and your neighbor. If you certify, then you have to have that score of 70%. It's the average of both, but you do need to pass both. So it's 60 to 69%. If you get 60 to 69%, you can retake that particular exam. So you contact a tech cert, and that would happen. So that happens almost every year. There's one or two that need to retake a test. If you get less than that, they require that you come and attend the class again. So that is part of the tech cert. The exam then, it will be, I think I'm going to make it open. Usually they open it at noon, but because we sometimes are able to finish around 11, we'll have it ready at 11 o'clock. 3 hours. You'll have up to 7 days, so if you prefer to wait for some reason on week 1, wait until Friday of the second week, it's up to you. You can do that. Plan on using a laptop or desktop. The phones will not work for taking meetings. So we got a bunch of course materials that we required. We printed out the plan. So the 138 plans and the steel plans, Eastman 129, are printed out and they're in the pile in front of you. So in the past, some people came with a printed plan, some people came with only on their computer, and the folks that seemed like that were on the computer were doing more, trying to find stuff. And so the bridge office decided, hey, let's make a hard copy. So that'll be one of the documents that you have. The steel plans, we'll be going over that on Thursday with Nick Hultpick. And so that also is printed. They're also online. So some of you may prefer to use them on electronically here. So feel free to use whatever is easier for you. And especially today, I think most everybody has plans on their computer. So that's maybe the way to go. There's the bridge construction course manuals. It's a pretty big manual. We have a lot of references to that, but we're not going to go page by page through the manual itself. So those of you, I saw a couple of folks have printed them out. That's great. It's a good reference, but it's also one that may be electronic. Could be a way to go. The proposal with the bridge special provisions, it's a little packet. There's a couple extra hard copy on the back table if you want to look at it hard copy way. The bridge construction manual, the orange manual, I see some of you have the orange manuals with you. Others are going to be online. You will want to know how to retrieve information. There's going to be test questions that go over, what's something, and we're not going to say exactly the spec, but you need to know how to find it, and we're going to be using the spec book during the class. So that is this one. Bridge construction manual, it's online. There's also one copy on the back table, and we will be referencing that, especially in something like forms and false work. It's something that is utilized if they're involved. We're going to have a bunch of different instructors. I'm one of probably 15 instructors. I'm going to be teaching roughly a third of the session, something like that, maybe a little bit more. So 36 plus years with MnDOT. Probably my favorite project was the St. Croix project in the background here. So it was out there we had an early foundation contract, we actually had a load test project, and then we built this, it's called an Extrados bridge that we learn about here in a little bit. And post-tensioning, it's a concrete box girder, 2 concrete boxes side by side. But that wasn't the only thing I did bridge construction-wise. I was involved in pretty much any bridge in Metro from about 1990 till about 2007. So a lot of time in bridge construction. Actually, I take that back. 98 to 2012 are the dates that I was in the bridge construction unit. A little bit more about myself. I live in Delano, so I'll be driving over from Delano area every day. I live on a hobby farm, have a few chickens and 3 sheep, and I like to do gardening, like to do woodworking. As I look forward to retirement years coming up in not too distant future, and do a little bit more of that. Always have been pretty active, involved in sports. Still have one daughter who plays hockey, so those who are hockey parents, it gets to be busy. I enjoy tennis and pickleball and staying active, things like that. So that's kind of my background. I'm going to ask you guys here shortly to do the same, give a little background of who we are. We're also going to have bridge construction unit personnel coming in here, and I'll show who they are in a moment. Other bridge office experts, guys from the standards unit, folks from the aesthetic group, and other MnDOT subject matter experts from environmental and regulated waste, concrete, things like that. So we're going to get a wide variety. So of the bridge construction unit, it's headed up by Andrew Lauber, and he's the bridge construction maintenance engineer. Paul Pilarski, who will be one of our instructors, he is going to come in and do the rehab portion with me, and he is a bridge construction and scoping engineer. Then we will also have Mark Spafford, who's an engineering specialist. He is the guru on the spec book, and so all things spec book, Mark is in charge of. And Andy Fritz will be with us 3 or 4 different times, and he's an engineering specialist, and in the construction area, he covers the entire state, and he's going to be in this afternoon and tomorrow with some piling and things like that. So that's the bridge construction, part of the bridge construction unit. The rest are these regional bridge construction engineers. So when I was in that role for 13 years, I was the Metro guy here. So we have Nick Haltnick, who is also now starting on the Blackneck project. So he is going to be leaving the North region, and they haven't determined who is going to be next. So Nick still gets his mugshot up on the screen. Pratik Patel is the Metro Region Bridge Construction Engineer. He's going to be in here teaching also a session. And Carl Grunwald of South Regions. I worked with Carl for many years, and he is going to be teaching the slope paving section. But these are great resources. If you have construction questions, bridge-related questions, contact these guys. Don't feel bashful about that. So with that, I would like to get just a little background here from each of you. What's your name? Who's your employer? What experience you have? And you can do both general and then specifically bridge. And then what are you currently doing? And maybe looking ahead to the next year. And then any hobbies you'd like to share. So Tyler, let's start with you.
My name is Tyler Pollard. I work with SRF. This will be my 4th season. And I'm on the 610 extension. And then building models.
610, is that going to be the new bridge too, or you?
There's two of them there that will be putting in, so.
Okay. That'll help my commute here to Arden Hills.
That's good.
So build those bridges good.
It's over.
Okay, thank you.
Reed England, MnDOT, 2 years experience. Current job, working on the Ramsey project. We got 4 bridges on that one. And my hobby, unfortunately, I'm an avid Minnesota sports fan.
Like a lot of us. Last night was not great.
Not a good night.
Okay, thanks.
Zach Bachman, MnDOT, 3 years. I'm on the Highway 10 Ramsey project too, and then fishing and golf.
Good. Well, Matt.
Matt Carrier, MnDOT, Detroit Lakes. 8 years of experience, but 3 years in construction, the Moorhead Underpass project. And hobbies, I got kids in sports.
That keeps you busy. Been there. Thank you.
Rosh Gordon, MnDOT, project, employed with the Hurricane project. I love to watching movies and watching sports.
Very good. I'm not familiar with that project. What is that project?
Oh, it's like putting like water bottle Hurricane.
Okay.
aye.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Jason Jamelka, MnDOT District 4 of the DL. Worked like 8 years at Hennepin County. Now I work for MnDOT lot. 2 years on the 11th Street underpass with man carrier, Moorhead, and basically anything outside for hobbies, sports wise. Good. Fishing? I'm this year. Good, thanks.
Shane Calhoun, I work for the Missouri County Highway Department. I have 4 years cumulative experience, a couple of gap years of it. We don't have any bridges, we're mostly just box culverts. We have them coming up next year. Hobbies are like gardening, cooking, just creating food, pickleball. I got a kid, a teenager now, so take most of my time.
I got into pickleball like 2-3 years ago. That's a fun sport.
It's hard when you're used to tennis.
Yeah,
You gotta finesse it.
yeah. But I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And there's
it's a
more
lot of
people
fun.
that are able to play
Yeah.
pickleball. Seems like maybe the skill ability can be a little bit different, and you can still have a fun game.
It's a good family thing too, you know?
Yeah.
You have kids and old people.
Yeah, we'd love to get out there.
Oh, yeah.
Even in our driveway, we got one of those little nets.
Yeah. I'm from St. Peter, so it's a huge pickleball community. We have like a pickle bar facility and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Big deal. Why don't you go down there and check it out?
Yeah, you should, it's really nice.
Yeah,
You do, I know.
yeah.
Jim Lindbergh, work for MnDOT up in Duluth. I'm with them for 13 years, doing construction for 5. This past summer, was working on your Lake Avenue ramps, replacing the joints. Doing Fifth Avenue next year. Hobbies, hunting, fishing, anything to do with sport.
I love
I
that.
played pickleball one time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it, so
One of them.
I got yelled at for diving.
Yeah, sounds good. I lived in Duluth for 2.5 years. About it. Yeah, it was tough to make the decision to leave.
Nice area.
Yeah. My son goes to UND up there now.
Dennis Defoe, MnDOT, Duluth. Work for Jim. Spirit, I got 15 years with MnDOT and 5 years in construction. I'll be going up the North Shore next summer to do some box culverts. Way up by Grand Prairie, hobbies or anything outdoors.
Good. And a couple of people have mentioned culverts. We will have a session on special structures and culverts as part of that. We will be getting over that.
Molly Larson, worked at FEH, working on that for a little bit less than a year, came from MnDOT before that, and probably 11 years, so it's 30 total. I was working, anything outside, go hunting, hiking.
Go hunting is fun. We used to, I haven't done much.
Colin, SRF, 2 years of experience. I'm currently not on a job. I like the outdoors as well as go to the gym. Dave Years in Oka County, came in as a surveyor, still do a little bit, surveyed for 28 years now, basically. A couple years ago, took over inspections, a little bit of bridge stuff, not a whole lot, but 8 years of road construction. And basically, every MnDOT there is, we do bridges, that one of the problems we work on, so. And, got it done, fish, just got back from the woods next year.
For the fishing.
It was a little slow, it was cold up there. Got a 32.5-inch pipe, so that was nice.
Yeah, my son has really been getting into it this year. I'm doing a picture of a 28-inch walleye, but nice little fish. Yeah. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, Shane Murphy with SEH, been in the field for 9 years now. Mainly just doing municipal reconstruction type projects. And then, yeah, as far as hobbies, hunting, fishing, pickleball, outdoors and type stuff.
Okay.
And, Neil Hayden says hi, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi back.
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, haven't seen him for a little while.
Yeah, he moved out of Elmo, so that's,
Yeah.
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 he's in my office, I work with him most days, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my son too, is his son Jay's age, so they bummed to see him go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still hang out?
He went up there a couple times in the
Okay.
fall. I
Yeah.
don't know, he said, he go
He
good.
mentioned that he went down to Elmo a few times to hang out
Yeah.
with some friends, so I was wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sounds good, well, yeah, right back to him.
Eric Loso, MnDOT District 8, owner office, going on my 4th season. Last year I did a half-mile reconstruct in a little town, and just getting ready for some left turn lanes and a 7-inch unbonded overlay this summer.
Any hobbies that you like?
Lately I've been told my hobby is remodeling the house.
That's a good one. I've enjoyed that kind of stuff over the years. Yeah. All right, thanks.
Sean Wells, MnDOT, Magnolia Construction, been there 8 years now. I will be on the 35 job in Burnsville this year. My first bridge project, so it'll be good. Hobbies, lately it's just kind of running the woods with the dog, walking the river, seeing what's neighbors.
Yeah. Good. Good. Okay.
Zone head chair, Lakewood County. We do a lot of box culverts and a couple wooden bridges lately, and we got concrete bridges, so we're doing some of that. My hobby is just surviving biking games on Sundays.
Well, you're still able to wear the hat, so that's good.
I have to.
All right.
Floyd Johnson, Lakewood Woods County, the assistant engineer's been there 15 years. 50% of our engineering staff's in this room right now. And he said we had 3 timber bridges that we constructed in the last couple of years. And hobbies include snowmobiling, sometimes ice fishing, mostly home improvement.
Good. So speaking of timber bridges, when it went from a 3-week class to 2, we had to take out some things and timber got taken out. Really would appreciate you guys and anybody to say, should we put something timber back in this curriculum? So when you fill out the evaluation, feel free to add that.
They have their place.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Phil.
Cole Nelson, MnDOT out of D2 Thief River Falls construction. I have a little bit of experience on some low slump overlays and some deck replacements. They had the international bridge in crossing from Quebec to Canada here a couple of years ago. I got to participate a little bit on that.
Thanks.
But yeah, next year my project will be the Warroad River Bridge. Some of my hobbies is hunting and fishing, stuff like that. So.
Very good. Thanks. We'll go back up to the front here.
Connor Johnson, with MSA, new office, civil tech. It's been my 3rd year on the field, and my current responsibilities, been working with all that surface replacement in Duluth. And hobbies are fly fishing and hunting and sports.
I love fly fishing, got into it when I was up in Duluth.
Yeah, especially rural part of it.
Yeah. Fun sport.
Yeah, Trevor Loxley from SEH. Just started my year and just finished up a 2-year lift station project on Area Island right next to it. And it's just I'm doing all the time. With 2 daughters, kids live around.
Right back there with City Rock Shirt. My 6th year engineering technician. And I haven't been assigned a project yet for this upcoming year, and my hobbies are stuff outside projects.
Yeah. Good. It's a common theme, every one of these classes, it's always a common theme, for inspector type people, we love the outdoors. It's good.
So Lynn Betty with, I'm working with the Oakdale Construction right now, and, just finished a 2-year, 11-mile unbounded overlay on 94. The bridge experience, last bridge I was on, the Champlain Dam in, Champlain, with WSP. Got 30 years plus experience. Been doing that now for 3 years, but looking forward to getting back on some bridges. I like to off-road my Jeep, but I don't have much time to do that with construction.
Yeah, it's for your summer days get filled up and.
Yeah, like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. is not uncommon.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, 6 days.
Okay, welcome.
I'm John Buckle with WSB for 4 years. And then I do the municipal projects wherever they drop me for the year. And I like sports and outdoors.
Do you know what project you're gonna be on here in 2025?
I'm not,
In a lot
I
of
go roads, mountains, churches, all around town.
Welcome.
Chris Brower with Bog Engineering out of Wilmer. Have 8 years of inspection experience with them. We're civil engineers, so water, sewer, storm, do a lot of airport projects, like others that box culverts and stuff. But this summer we'll have our first bridge project since I've been with them. 23 years of what you could call very expeditionary engineering experience in the Marine Corps. And let's see, hobbies, just outdoor, out hunting and just being outdoors, going to kids' sporting events and, you know, assistant coaching basketball, even though I don't know that much about it, and stuff like that.
Throw up a 3-pointer every once in a while just to show them how to do it, right?
I can shoot, I just can't move around. Go too well.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nathan Acker, MnDOT B1 in Duluth. I've got 5 years of experience, currently with Jim downtown Duluth on the Lake Avenue ramps. And hobbies are backpacking.
Superior hiking trail, I suppose, and some of those kind of things.
I go on to that, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the things I'd love to do is someday do some of those, do a little bit longer hike camp nights. Yeah, awesome. All right, welcome.
Chris Lyons with WSB. I've been doing inspection for 2 years now. Kind of like John, I don't know what assignment I'll be on until the spring. But hobbies, ice fishing, hanging out there.
Good. Welcome. Which office are you in?
I'm out of Gold Valley.
Tony at MnDOT B7 out of Window. I've been with them 7 years. Current job is primarily in plants, both bid and concrete. We do have 4 bridges along I-90 coming up, starting next year. We have a crossover starting to get prepared for it. Hobbies. I love boating. I'm not much of a hunter. I do like fishing. And hanging out with my dogs.
So is that part of a design build project that was done in I-90?
No, that's completed. That was from Blue Earth East. That finished up this year.
I worked a little bit on the design build.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man.
Derek Rice, Hubbard County Highway Department. Been there almost 5 years now. But I was just a surveyor.
Not just a surveyor, that's an important job. Yeah, because we'll hear that this afternoon too. And hobbies?
Just the usual, hunting, fishing, kids.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Kyle Muncie, Muncie County Public Works. Been there roughly about 5 years. Current job assignment, small box culvert replacement. And then hobbies would be snowmobiling, four-wheeling, mechanic work.
Tough year for snowmobiling.
It has been, it's been good for four-wheeling though.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. You got both, yeah, that's a good option. Thank you.
John Castrilla, Morrison County, been here for over 30 years. Oversee all the construction projects in the summer, but also other big projects. Hobby hunting and fishing.
Maria, WSB. I have 2 years in inspection, 20 years in construction. I don't really have a current job, but I've been in Nicolville for the last 2 years. Obviously, fishing.
Very good. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Bryce Marion, Washington County, 2 seasons of experience. My current job is, I guess I'm planning to be on the County Highway 5 bridge reconstruct in Stillwater. And then hobbies are hunting and fishing.
We really love living in the Washington County area. We camp many nights each year on the St. Croix project.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's nice, beautiful area.
It is.
Yeah.
Ben Nichols, MnDOT District 1 Duluth. This will be my 5th season, and I will be on the Hinckley unbonded overlay and 2 bridges. Hobbies would be snowmobiling and ice fishing.
We just drove by the new Hinckley bridges on 35, and it was kind of nice to see. Went up there a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Is it the same area?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did northbound this past summer and then southbound next summer.
Okay, all right.
Ryan Emmons, I'm the training coordinator at the bridge office. I'm just here observing. My hobbies, I have kids in sports, so I coach hockey and baseball.
Okay, and Ryan's gonna be coming and going, and then there'll be other bridge office folks that come and they go as well. So thanks for sharing your experience, your history, your hobbies. Again, hopefully we can make this interactive, that everybody's more free to participate in the class and the questions that we ask. And again, I think even just being familiar with each other, it helps us open up a little bit to be willing to share our experiences. So, saying again that he likes to just focus. Might have to shut her down. All right. Okay, so a couple of things just technically. Might not be able to snooze the restart again. So we'll get done with this and we'll take a little break. So why do we have a certification class? Partly it's because of this, because of the requirements, the federal requirements for construction inspection and approval. So if there is federal funding on a project that needs the person inspecting, at least the chief inspector in charge, needs to be certified, and this is the process to get you certified. So there's a lot more information that can be found here. A link is on the technical cert website, just to look for a little bit more. But then all of you guys have plenty of certs, so you kind of know what's going on. So. Except restart. Fine. This is just saying you start cheating, you start falsifying records, you start doing anything, your cert will be pulled. Hopefully everybody is ethical enough to say that that's not the way that I operate. Obviously inspectors do get under some pressure from contractors. Well, that concrete is good, you can accept that, and so in many ways it's a tough job, but you also certainly just want to stay above board, and you start falsifying anything, your record can be revoked, including cheating on certification exams or performance evaluations. So We have exams here, I mentioned already. You're the one taking the exam, it's not you and your neighbor. So just keep that in mind as you're taking. Certification of attendance, you can print these out from the TechCert website. It'll give you that opportunity to do. There is if you want college credit, you can get them from Lake Superior College. So if you're pursuing any kind of a degree, it might be worth filling out that paperwork to get the credits for this class. So just be aware of that. There's a little more info on the TechCert page. There's a lot of information we're going to be going through. You're never going to remember it all. But there's also a lot of links and things that we can get. So one of the big ones we're going to be looking at throughout the course is the top one there, the link to the Bridge Office webpage. There's a lot of information on there. There's things like best practices, kind of a lessons learned type of a page. There's links to the bridge construction manual. There's links to training videos. So we're going to look at a couple of those. And so forth. So just keep that in mind as something where there's some good resources under the bridge construction webpage and then the construction tab. And with that closes up our first session, just a little welcome. Any questions anybody has?
I've always learned that it's not about knowing the information, it's just knowing where to find it.
Exactly, knowing where to find it. And those of you that have the spec book, I mean, it's this much pages total in front of you, or if it's on the computer, yeah, how do you find it? And we're going to be teaching you where bridge stuff is. 2401, you're going to be very familiar with spec 2401 by the time we're done with this class. So you need to know where to find that, how to find it. Yeah, good point, Linda, thanks. Anything else? Okay, I have 5 minutes and 37 seconds before I got to restart this computer, so I'm going to do that. So let's take a break. Let's take a break until about 10 to 2 right now. So 7 minutes, and hopefully this will restart.